On stream, Louth Mavericks back again, taking on the Craigavon Cowboys for a second week in a row. Last week was a whitewash, and this week is a white out. The Mavericks wearing full white uniforms, and we immediately lose camera connection. Okay, don't worry, we'll get it back in a moment. I'm here with my illustrious co-host, Mike Zito. Mike, you want to say hello to the good people?
Good morning from Chicago, Illinois. Almost 8 a.m. here in the Midwest. Happy to be here with you today. And hopefully we've got the full complement of players for the Cowboys today who are looking to get that sour taste out of their mouth. Good to be with you, Ben.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mike doing God's work, getting up at ungodly hours to join us here today, which is a feat not designed for a mortal man, but he does it anyway.
For the love of the sport. We love this sport, and that's why we do it.
Absolutely. Relentless consistency from the illustrious co-host that is Mike Zito. Anyway, big game today for the Mavericks, trying to continue their strong record here in the league. Currently undefeated, looking to extend that back in Newry, I believe, here, with the same venue as last week, against a Cowboys team with different kits and maybe a reformed team as well, Mike. Last week was a bit of a walkover for the Mavericks. I'm sure the Cowboys won't mind me saying that. Hopefully this week they'll be a little bit more competitive, put up a better fight, and we'll have a good game of football on our hands.
Yep, I think last week we saw a very balanced attack from the Mavericks offense. Ty Henry throwing the ball to multiple different receivers, getting everybody involved in the running game, just churned out yards on the ground. Really, like you said already, just a complete game of football, all put together in the first half.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mavericks getting 56 points in that first half, including a first quarter showdown, giving them 40. The Cowboys conceding the second half. We'll see if the same can happen for the Mavericks today. Hopefully it does from our end, looking for the Mavericks to win, but, we don't want to be too biased on the broadcast, obviously.
We try not to be.
We try not to be, yeah, but it's hard also not to, appreciate it. We got a couple of interesting players in today's game. It's going to be really interesting, including Oren O'Kane, better known as Sunshine, obviously, former Craigavon Cowboy himself. He had his revenge game last week against the Cowboys, I think getting 2 touchdowns last week. This is his first season of contact football, and he's cooking against his old team.
And I'm sure none of that was lost on the Mavericks captain and quarterback number 2, Ty Henry.
Absolutely. His second season with the Mavericks. I have in the notes here that he has a cannon of an arm with an aggressive running style to boot. I feel like Ty wrote that himself, so I'm just going to disagree with it.
In saying that, we go back to his roots as an All-American linebacker, and sometimes when he does run the ball, he forgets he's a quarterback and lowers the shoulder. I've seen him run over quite a few defensive backs in this league, and man, I would hate to be them.
Absolutely. So would I. One of the many reasons why I don't play contact football, because they're scary men with scary shoulders that will alter the course of your life.
Looks like another great day for football, if I'm honest, though. A bit overcast there. Looks like a warm enough day there. Really, these are the kind of days, like we talked about already, with all the pads and everything going on. You don't want the sun beaming on you. So a great day for football here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how they do it down in Texas, places like that, where you're absolutely dying from the heat. I think you said last week a lot of water, but I don't even think a pool of water would do enough. It's, It's crazy stuff going on.
This, you mentioned, and that takes us back to two-a-days where I grew up in Arlington, Virginia. Two-a-days, really the hardest thing you'd ever done in your life. And then God forbid you were late. They started making you run hills on top of doing everything else. And yes, those days are certainly over in the 21st century. There's no more of that. They take good care of the players these days and make sure they get plenty of water on board. But yeah, you go down to Texas, and Texas football is a whole nother dimension in itself.
Yeah, two-a-day is such a foreign concept to us over here. Ethically ambiguous is probably the nicest way that I could put it. It's certainly one way to whip your players into shape. As we see the captains lining up in midfield now. Looks as though the Mavericks are going to receive. We're getting handshakes from everyone. We're about to get underway here with some summer football for you all.
Winding down. I think this is the second or the third to last game of the season, Ben. So really trying to get geared up and get all firing before the playoffs.
Sure is. It sure is. As a matter of fact, it is the second last game of the season. Next week, they're going to be playing at home against the Trojans in what is going to be a showdown and maybe even a prelude for the Shamrock Bowl. You can see that all up there, as well as a link to donate to the team as well, which I'll just leave on the screen for you guys. You know, I'm not gonna shove it down anyone's throat, but it's there for you anyway. But yeah, we're getting down to the business end of the American football season here in the Republic, and it's going to be a fascinating game, both today and next week. Next week is one in particular that I'm really looking forward to.
Support your brothers. Let's go! Mavericks on me! Mavericks on 3! 1, 2, 3!
Like that. I think coming out of the huddle here, Mav's going to be receiving the ball. That's right, Ben?
I think so. I saw the referee make a signal. And he's standing on the Cowboys side with the ball. I think I was right for a change. Come on. That's 1 for 1. See how long we can keep that streak alive. Yeah, Mavericks are going to get possession first. Last week, the Mavericks got possession first as well, I think. I'm almost sure. But certainly had some very successful drives last week, hoping to keep it up, keep the offense flowing once again. We'll see if they air out the ball today just as much as they did last week as well. Love to see it, obviously.
And I'd say we're going to see Brendan Sims back to return this kickoff.
I think we will. 87's back there
if
somewhere.
I'm not mistaken, the league leader in kickoff return yards, I believe, still this year.
That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Tricky is an understatement. He has 118 return yards.
And just something that we touched on last week, but again, field position in the game of American football is really paramount to how you get started, how you come out of halves, and how you finish games. So with a kick returner, punt returner like that, always giving the Mavericks good field position, and that's not something you want to do with number 2 behind center.
Absolutely agree. I'm just getting word that Brendan Sims is actually missing this game because he's on a cruise, which is, as I have here in the notes, another reason why Alex is everyone's favourite Sims, #commitment. Obviously, these notes were actually all written by Alex Sims, so thanks, Alex.
There you go. Well, listen, enjoy the cruise, Alex, and right off the bat, giving the Cowboys a little bit of momentum to start this thing. Let's go.
Absolutely. Very good kickoff for the Cowboys, especially relative to what happened last week. You can see here receiver on the near side for the Mavericks. Lining up, I believe that is Sunshine. And his Wolfhound's helmet. We get it, Sunshine. We know your class. And here we go. Henry's going to come up shallow here under center. We're getting shouts from the backfield. And shouts from the Cowboys sideline as well. Henry dips under center, takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a run, bouncing out to the right-hand side, getting yards and hauled down for a big gain. It's going to be a first down for the Mavericks. Once again, Finn O'Donovan showing his class. Star running back for the Mavericks showing up again.
Good start to this ball game.
Absolutely. Bit of quality shown from both sides, which is something we love to see.
And as always, the Mavericks are running this as quickly as possible, getting right back to the football.
Bad snap high. Henry takes it, toss to the left. It's going to be O'Donovan again, culling up through the gaps. Another first down and more. Breaking free. He's surely going all the way for a touchdown. Desperate dive from the Cowboys defense. Makes no difference. 2 plays, marching the field. And the Mavericks on the board for 6.
Ty showing you his athleticism there, bringing that ball down, getting the pitch out to the left side, and then number 10 doing what he does, breaking free into the open field, and nobody's going to catch him from behind. Touchdown, Mavs.
This is why they pay Henry the big bucks. Finn O'Donovan now sporting a full Slim Shady haircut. He also has battle rapping skills. So on the pitch or off the pitch, apparently he's got bars. We'll have to see about that. Here comes the Mavericks anyway, looking for 2, as they have done for the majority of the season. Henry takes a snap. It's going to be a goal line fade to the right-hand side. And it's going to be hauled in for 2. Mavericks up 8-0 to start this game. 3 plays for the Mavericks, including 1 for the 2 points. And immediately the Mavericks kick off again.
Change of possession, Ben. One of the things I'd like to mention is the fact the Cowboys in their film room, one of the things I saw last week was a lot of the outside pitches by our Mavericks. And this is something that right away, the ends of the Cowboys really need to come crashing down and set the edge, right? And so far that first play, the edge was not set, and you see the result. When a defense is not setting the edge and you can get outside early, could be another long day.
Absolutely. You're talking about DB setting the edge.
Well, really, no, the defensive ends really need to get upfield and set that edge and not allow the running back to get outside.
Yeah.
There seemed to be no pressure off the edge on that play, and you see the end result.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Twice, actually. Yeah. With Finn bouncing around to the right-hand side for the first play and then to the left for the second play. Both the defensive edges there. Culprits. Let's see what this Cowboys offense can do now. It's going to be a kick, and it's going to be bobbled and picked up by the Mavericks. So much for that. Commentators curse. The Cowboys defense are coming back out again. It's a mistake we saw last week as well from the Cowboys. Unfortunately, it's going to be happening again. Another blunder on kickoffs. The Cowboys having to set up on defense again. Let's see if they can set the edge better.
There's a bit of deja vu going on here. It's almost starting the exact way last weekend's game started.
It actually is more or less identical. I actually think the Mavericks had the opening possession, got down the field real quick, and then got their own kickoff back.
They did indeed.
See if they can just get another touchdown here and make that gap a little bit bigger. Whistle blown by the referee. Henry's hard count seems to have worked. Or
Coming
not.
out
It's
in
going to be on the
spread
offense.
formation, twins to both sides. This looks to be on the offense.
Yeah, Henry's hard count was so good, he had one of his own players jump offside. See if we get that same spread formation as well this time around. Referee with good hands. Ooh.
Sign him up.
Yeah, Todd be asking for his number after the game as well. We're still going to get a similar formation.
A green call in the huddle looks to be the same play that Ty has here at the line.
Absolutely, I think you're right. Henry takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff. Run around the right-hand side, looping around the defense, escaping tackles and down. It is going to be short of a first down, but there's a flag on the play.
And Ben, not to beat a dead horse here, but if you see again on this play, we'll see what the flag is. But the blocking for the Mavs crashing down on the end, and there is nobody on that side for the defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again on the Mavericks, which is unfortunate, but yeah, like you've been saying, setting that edge has been an issue for the Cowboys.
And I can tell you right now, this is something that number 2 would have been harping on all week in practice. This is what we're going to do. Get to the outside, crash down with the block, and so far it's been working to perfection. See if we can get that camera back.
See if we get the run up here the gut. Beautiful.
Bouncing outside.
That's exactly what you want to see. Is that another flag flying?
3 plays, 3 flags. Not what you want.
No, quite frankly, not good enough either. The Mavericks have had disciplinary issues, especially on defense, to be completely honest, over the course of this season. But this one's going to be on the O again, probably. We've got 2 on O already.
Sounds like a holding call here, Ben.
Yeah, the Mavericks obviously had a big win last week against this exact same team. But wins don't come for free, as I'm sure Mike will know all about. It's You know, very important to win these football matches as opposed to letting them come to you. You've got to go and grab them yourself. But not hold.
Absolutely,
not that kind of grabbing.
Yeah. Very, very good point. But 3 flags. Oh, looks like it's on the defense here.
A little bit of luck then for the Mavericks after 2 poor penalties. But yeah, one of the major issues of the Mavericks this year, one of the downfalls of them, and there hasn't been many, to be honest, has been their disciplinary issues. So penalties and bits and bobs like that have been a slight problem, in particular on defense, but I suppose we're seeing it on offense now a little bit as well. I'm sure they'll iron those out as we get to the crucial games of the season when we get to playoff football and stuff like that. But yeah, something to keep an eye on.
And I haven't quite heard yet, but it appeared to be a 15-yard personal foul from how far they walked up the pitch.
Sure looks like it. I'm not quite sure what for. Maybe a bit of contact after the play or something like that, but either way, I don't think Mavericks are complaining. Yeah, first down Mavericks. Now far up the field. Not long to go to the end zone. Let's see if they can find it. It's going to be a throw for Henry. Pump fakes, tosses left sideline. He's got a man, and it's caught in the end zone for a flag. No call yet from the referees as to whether he was in or not, but it's a hell of a grab. That looks like a Brendan Sims grab, even though it says Brendan Sims is on holidays. Sure looks like 87 over there.
One heck of a throw again by Mr. Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell of a toss. It's going to be on the Mavericks again. There's your disciplinary issues coming in. Disciplinary issue sounds harsh. You know what I mean, though. They just give away penalties where it kind of stalls drives.
No, absolutely. Taking points off the board, not something you ever want to do. Good for the Cowboys. I'm sure that number 2 is in somebody's ear in that huddle.
Absolutely, I bet he is. Stacked receivers
Twins
on the
to
right-hand
both
side.
sides. Here we go. Shotgun formation.
Motion, fakes the handoff, then pitches up the middle. Plenty of space, trying to barrel over tackles. That was a beautiful run. Alan Minto, one of the offensive captains. He's a running back, linebacker, also a bit of a fullback as well. He's got 70 total yards in the season and 2 receiving touchdowns, but he's also got 7 tackles on defense. So he can do a little bit of everything, that guy.
It's a good way to stay on the football field when you can do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Jack of all trades. It's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be crushed. Damn, heavy hits going in on Finn. Well, they know he's dangerous. Looks like we're getting a little bit of rain here as well in Newry. It's the Trojans game in Dundalk RFC or a different location. I believe it's in Dundalk RFC. I'm not sure, though. I'm not certain of that, but I believe it is. I don't want to be spreading false information.
Good stand there by the defense. Let's see if they can do here again.
Henry taking the snap. Yeah, they sure could. Looking for a throw. Wheeling out to the right-hand side. Tossing a deep. He's got someone. It's not going to be intercepted, but it's batted down. A defender took a heavy hit there at the back.
Man, between that DB and Ty, they both took heavy hits on that play. So you want to play tackle football, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a beautiful game, but it can be barbaric at times as well. Such is the beauty of it, though.
No, and that's one of those things you hate to see. 2 DBs really just going for the football, running into each other, and that's part of the sport, guys. That happens, and you really hate to see that.
Absolutely, absolutely. As much as football can be an intellectual game, you know, as much as a chess match it can be, sometimes it's about hitting harder than someone else if they get hurt and you don't.
Well, that's it. And again, most of the time you see the hits or you see the tackles or you can brace yourself. But when 2 defenders are going after a ball and they don't see the other one, there's no time to brace. So that can be really dangerous. But again, that's part of the sport.
That's what you wear helmets for. That's what you wear pads for.
That's it.
Am I right in saying when the sport first came in that helmets weren't necessary or you didn't have to wear a helmet?
Listen, it started with leather helmets where they had absolutely no face guards, no face masks whatsoever. And then when they brought in the face mask, you could have as little as 1 bar. Joe Theismann, former Redskins quarterback, former Commanders quarterback, was famous for his one bar because he didn't want to have any obstruction as the quarterback. And then obviously as time's gone on, the helmets, the pads, and everything are much safer these days, trying to stop as much as they can from injuries for the players. But yes, leather helmet days going back a long, long time, before my time anyway.
That is incredible. I do love to see the evolution of these sports and how they change over time. I have the image of Johnny Unitas in my head. Here comes Henry dropping back. It's a goal line fade. He's got a man in the end zone. It's going to be a conversion for the Mavericks, getting another touchdown on the board, and it's 14. Some half-hearted calls for the field goal unit from the sideline of the Mavericks. That's funny. And, we lose connection again. Don't worry, it'll be back very, very soon. As in,
nice throw for the touchdown. The fade, the 9 out to the side, Mr. Henry.
This is what happens.
We love technology, definitely when it works.
Absolutely. Only when it works. When it doesn't work, it can be frustrating. It's another pitch. This one to Minto again, I believe, barreling over defenders into the end zone. A 2-point conversion for the Mavericks. Yeah, if you want to come up to the game as well, come up to the Trojans match. If we make it all the way up to the Shamrock Bowl, I might do a little bit of commentating live and in person. Who knows?
And one of the things I do like about live streams, we heard them calling for the kicking team on the sideline, and as you saw, there was no kick. Ty Henry and the team going for 2 and converting.
Absolutely. I think those kick calls were in jest to try and, I don't know, have a laugh. The poor kicker. Well, at least he gets a kick here. He can get a kickoff going. Last kickoff the Cowboys had, they fumbled it and gave it back to the Mavericks. Hopefully they don't do that again. We'll get to see this Cowboys offense in motion.
And you can't stress this enough, Ben. I mean, football really is just about doing the little things right, like catching the football on kickoffs and punt returns, not giving the ball away too cheaply, especially when you're the team that's, not the better team, shall we say, for lack of a better term. So do the little things right. Give yourself a chance to stay in the ball game, and then, you can nip it in the end. But so far, they're just shooting themselves in the foot here.
Absolutely. Everyone loves an underdog story. Let's see what the Cowboys can do here. Letting it run into their own end zone and still trying to return it. Field position is going to be horrific here. Hauled down surely. And there we go. The player is down at his own 10-yard line, perhaps. Maybe the 5-yard line. That is going to be rough for the Cowboys. But at least we'll get to see their offense on the field. We do say that, it's important to get the basics right. They got the basics wrong there, but at least they have some form of a chance to get something on the board here. We get to see this offense in motion. Let's see it go.
Yeah, Ben, no sooner do we say it, they make a super foul up here on the kickoff. I don't know if he touched it outside of the end zone, and that's why he tried to return it, but you just let that ball go in the end zone for a touchback and start at your own 20. Not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah. Mental issues, mental mistakes. They do happen in every level of sports, but they can be costly.
Again, for me, this comes back to coaching, and you tell them right away, let that ball go into the end zone, take a knee, start at the 20, and let's get this thing started.
Absolutely agreed. You can see the Mavericks defense stuffing the run there. That's that incredible D-line that the Mavericks have. One of the best players on this D-line, Ben Aruligan, absolute weapon off the edge, former Panthers defensive end, and recently became a dad, actually, so congratulations, Ben. But that does mean he's always tired, which doesn't help his Mavericks performance. I'm sure Ty will be having words with him about that. No, I'm joking, of course. It's his first full season with the Mavericks as well, but he is a menace off the edge.
Congratulations to Ben on being a father. It's one of the best things any of us will ever do. And let's see that. Yeah, Big Dom just stuff in the middle, Ben off the edge. The defense is looking really good. Now, again, we'll see how they look next week against a better opponent, but sharpen it today.
Absolutely. May as well take the opportunity to build some momentum, but the Cowboys are going to have a 3rd and long here. 3rd and 12, it looks like, based on the down judge.
And again, tough to get momentum going. I hate to keep saying this, but when you're making mistakes, not getting any yards, the defense is just on the field. They're tired. Uphill battle.
It's going to be a QB run to the right here, rolling out, batted down. Great defensive play from the Mavericks. And it looks like the Cowboys are going to be punting here. All thanks to the work of this defense. One of the members of that incredible Mavericks defense, Alex Sims, defensive captain, 2025 defensive MVP, and actually recently shaved off his signature blonde hair for charity. So not only is he a good linebacker, but he seems to be a pretty good dude as well.
There you go. Love to hear it.
He's a braver man than me. I don't know how he's done that, but fair play to him. It looks like the Cowboys are going to be punting deep within their own territory here. They've been making mental mistakes in this game already. Let's see if they can get this punt off cleanly. It's going to be snapped. The punt is clean. It's high and to the Mavericks' right sideline, and it's going to roll out of bounds around midfield. Holding the ball there for the Mavericks, bringing it onto the field is their center, David Lynch, an offensive captain for the Mavericks. Three-time Player of the Year, and one of the big leaders for the Mavericks. You know, the strong, silent type. Probably how I would describe David. He's an incredible part of the team, and yeah, one of the leaders in the dressing room, a stalwart.
Love to hear it. A lot of football players, I guess you could describe like that, the strong, silent type. They say most of us were never that smart. That's why we chose football. So
I doubt that now. Having got into the game recently myself, it's such a deep game knowledge-wise. You got to have a bit of brains to know what you're doing.
I second that 100%. Decent punt there for the Cowboys. Let's see what their defense can do here.
First and 10 for the Mavericks around midfield. It's going to be a run to the left for Finn O'Donovan, trying to skirt through defenders, wriggling past two, but the third gets him. It's going to be a 2nd and 6, it looks like. 2nd and 7, probably. Again, the Mavericks in hurry up. Trying to catch this Cowboys defense off guard. And that is definitely Brendan Sims there as number 87. I'm absolutely sure of it. Is it? Yeah, it absolutely is. He is not on a cruise. Alex Sims is lying to me. And it's going to be intercepted. Not quite sure what happened there. Sure looks like it was intercepted. The Cowboys offense is going to take over here with significantly better field position. I can only imagine that was batted at the line of scrimmage.
Cowboys D making a big play, coming up big. Just what they needed early in this ball game, and something that didn't happen at all last weekend. So good play for the Cowboys defense, and I know number 2 will be in somebody's ear. Not sure exactly what happened, if it got tipped, Ben.
I believe it did. It sure looked like it. I'm sure someone on the sidelines will be able to enlighten me further. But that was a good play for the Cowboys, and exactly what they needed. If they can march down the field and get a touchdown here, we have a game on our hands.
That's why we play the game, folks, right here. Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's see if the Cowboys throw here. We haven't seen it yet. It's a bad snap. QB dives on it. And that's not what you want for the Cowboys.
I mean, the center QB exchange, one of the most basic things you can do in the game of football, is not that easy to do. And we see on that play exactly why.
Absolutely. Football's one of those games, I feel, where you need to do 100 really simple things right, but you need to do them all at the same time. And it's not so easy when you have to do them all at once. No. Spinning 100 plates.
That's exactly right.
Another snap taken, another horrific snap. QB running out to the left, outside the pocket. He's trying to try and run it himself. He is smoked over the line by Connor Keeley. Let's go. Big hit by the star DB. That's why they pay him the big bucks. And they are big bucks, trust me. Wish I was getting paid what he was getting paid. Tell you what.
Showing his speed on that play, sideline to sideline. The Mavs have the defense really sideline to sideline is probably as fast as any team in the country right now, playing great defense. But we see now our 3rd snap in a row that wasn't looking the way it's supposed to. So the Cowboys, again, shooting themselves in the foot, just can't get out of their own way right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know we keep saying it, but it really is the simple things. It really is the simple things. Just getting a playoff, getting something to happen. If you're beaten fair and square, you're beaten fair and square, but it's a lot harder to take when you're doing it to yourself.
And now, in saying that, I'm sure the center knows that 55 is right above him and coming at him full speed. So,
absolutely. Another horrific snap for the Cowboys. It's going to be a 4th and 1,000,000, and they're going to be punting this. I think it's a 4th and 30. Sure looks like it.
wow.
That is incredible. That's got to be some sort of AFI record. Actually, it probably isn't. Actually, there's probably been worse. But once again, the Cowboys punting deep in their own territory. The worst place to punt.
And not for nothing, but it looks like the exact same punt we just saw.
It sure was. And it was a bad snap, bobbled into the hands of the kicker. And it's going to try and be returned here by Finn. Oh, making 2 men miss, trying to evade tackles.
Bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Let's see this Mavericks offense get back on track here. They're actually closer to the end zone than they were when they threw the interception, which is probably a good thing that shows the defense is strong.
For any of our American football novices out there, if I'm the coach of the Cowboys, and I'm not, I would get my quarterback under center. If you can't get the shotgun snap right, we won't do it.
Absolutely. Make the game as simple as possible. Henry taking another snap, pitch to the left. It's going to be a run from O'Donovan, who looks like he's got space, making men miss, splitting defenders, and he's taken down short of the end zone. It looks like at the 5-yard line.
And going right back to that left side pitch with Ty and number 10 Finn, and just churning up yards on every play. Let's go, boys. Get in the end zone.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be surprised if we see an option here with a fake pitch. We'll see if it comes. It's going to be a handoff to Finn up the middle for a very comfortable Mavericks touchdown. Through an interception on the last drive. Doesn't come this time around. It's going to be 22-0 to the Mavericks. Let's see if they can make it 24.
And Ben, one of the things I'll point out to you, and I know Ty likes to do this, when you see that pitch to the outside left, the outside right, spreading the defense, and then all of a sudden the defense is spread out, they're tired, and then he just runs it straight up the middle for the touchdown. He's setting up that play. And that's one of those things I love to see Ty do, setting up a play and then seeing it work like that.
Absolutely. Thinking 2, 3, 4 plays into the future. It really is a chess match, this sport. Pitch goes off to the left. Ty takes none of that, and I think the Mavericks get in again. A little bit of trickery from the Mavericks, but it's going to be 24-0. Again, we're still in the first quarter here. Let's see if they can match or surpass their 40 points from last week.
And now this is funny here because Ty's obviously in his little bag of tricks here as one of the offensive minds. He's showing that for a reason. He wants that to be put on tape. I'm not exactly sure why, but some of this stuff he's putting out there so other teams see and have to prepare for.
Absolutely. It is something that we have seen a couple times this year already in other games with the Mavericks lining up off the ball like that, but I don't think they've gone to it quite like that as directly. So putting a little bit of doubt in the minds of other teams. Again, playing a chess match that is American football. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And I think, any NFL fans out there, and I'm sure there's a ton of them, when you saw the Patriots play for all those years, and I'm not a Patriots fan, but you talk about the chess match and Bill Belichick, one of the masters at his craft for a lot of years, and obviously 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. The quarterback was really good, folks. Don't get it wrong, but that coach was really good as well.
Absolutely. It's all about balance. There is that discussion where did Tom Brady make Bill Belichick or did Bill Belichick make Tom Brady? But I think it very much is a dual thing where it's just two greats coming together. Another kick return here for the Mavericks.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely. Another kick return for the Mavericks, going nowhere for the Cowboys, making up 0 yards on the return.
And just a quick tidbit, I went to Michigan State University, Ben. During my 4 years there, Tom Brady was at Michigan. His senior year, not too many people know this, he split time with a guy called Drew Henson that ended up going to the Yankees to play baseball. But even as a senior, Tom didn't start every game. So this is one of those things people forget about. He really had to work his tail off to get where he is today. And man, did he ever work, learn the game, and just become one of the masters at his craft.
Absolutely. No, Drew Henson, a multi-sport athlete. But yeah, drafted by the Yankees to play baseball as well. It's one of those things, I think. Tom Brady never really getting his moment to dominate until the big time. Especially even when he was drafted by the Patriots, had to sit behind quarterbacks as well there. He was the 4th guy on the depth chart, and his rookie season he was decided to be kept on in the initial 53-man squad, and the rest is history.
It really is history. And like you say, he had to wait behind, 3 other guys, put in the time, do the right things, the little things that we keep harping on today. Like you said, the rest is history. What a player. Okay, let's see if the Mavericks offense can just get the center quarterback snap right here.
They do. Beautiful snap from the Cowboys, but it's a run that's gonna go nowhere. Bit of scrimmage at the appropriately named line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a 3rd and long here for the Cowboys. Still not quite finding anything on offense. I don't think they've got a 1st down yet, but we'll hopefully see that happen. But it looks like a wet and windy day.
That's a good point there, Ben. It's tough to win a football game if you can't get a 1st down and keep the chains moving and just keep your defense, off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. You're making life difficult for yourself. Great snap into the quarterback, who's going to throw over the middle, almost intercepted, almost caught as well, bobbled around the middle of the field. See a Maverick hobbling there around the middle, but it's going to be a 4th and long for the Cowboys. They're inevitably going to be punting this.
So again, as commentators, we try to look for the little wins, and right there, center QB exchange was working well. We'll chalk that up as the win for the Cowboys and see if they can build on that.
Probably their best offensive play of the day so far. It's just a ball that unfortunately the receiver wasn't able to haul in, but I mean, other than that, that was pretty good going. Quarterback was swarmed and actually made a pretty good throw there. It's pretty impressive. Anyway, let's see what the Cowboys can do on this punt return. It's a long snap. It's going to be kicked straight down the middle, bobbled and returned by the receiver. Trying to find a way out the right-hand side. Excellent tackle. Brendan Sims finding nothing on that. Alex lying to me. Alex saying he's gone on a cruise. He is not on a cruise because I can see him right there. He's got a very distinctive run, does our Brendan. And that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter, it looks like. Mavericks leading 24-0. Let's see the Mavericks pick it up from here now as well. 24 points heading into the 2nd quarter. If they keep this up for the rest of the game, they'll win 96-0. Now that probably won't happen.
Just like we said last week, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties on my end. We're back.
That's all right. No problem at all. You picked a great time to have it in between quarters. Timed it very well. And see if the Mavericks can make it 30 and then 32 here.
You got twins to both sides. Henry looks like he's in the shotgun formation.
He certainly was.
We're back in the boat.
He certainly was. We're going to huddle again here.
Which is not something he does very often.
No, certainly not. A lot of superstar receivers for the Mavericks. Let's see if Henry can find one of them. Nope, it's going to be a toss to the right. It's Brendan trying to escape tackles. Dashing past 1, skimming past 2, dancing through 3 or 4, spinning off a 5th. Brendan still going. Now hauled down, but an excellent run. And, he might have been on a cruise earlier, but he's absolutely cruising through the defense here.
And that's one of those where it looks like he got 40 yards on the play, but probably ran for 80 yards.
Yeah, he probably did. He was dipping and diving up and down the horizontal axis of the field. He's still in the backfield here. Henry's not going to pitch it to him. It's going to be danced around the right-hand side. More tackles evaded, trotting in for a touchdown. I mentioned that the Mavericks have a lot of really, really good receivers. Their star receiver, though, this year has to have been Oisin Finn, who's the league leader in receiving touchdowns, also known as the Irish Jamar Chase, according to this, which I don't see, but fair enough. 2-time Offensive Player of the Year and 1-time MVP. 13 receptions for 319 yards and 6 touchdowns, as well as 5 two-point conversions. Yeah, an absolute star for this Mavericks team, and a hell of an athlete as well. Not only is he good with his hands, but yeah, he's a brick. He kind of looks like Puka Nacua in my opinion, which he doesn't agree with, but I do. So
one heck of a receiver and a ball player. Good information there, Ben, for all those guys that keeping stats at home.
Absolutely. You can fill in your stat sheets now for the Mavericks. Henry drops back, looking for a goal line fade. He's going to throw it anyway, and it's going to be... I think it's going to be complete.
Okay, and Ben, if you don't mind, I'm going to bring on a quick guest speaker for all the parents out there. Please take it away.
Good morning from Chicago. My name is Francesca Zito, and I want to say hi to the number 2, Tyler Henry, and the entire marvelous football team.
Go Mavericks. Thank you very much, Francesca.
Wow, what an excellent feature. Mike, you're going to get fired.
Just a little bit of background, guys. For anybody that doesn't know, my family and I are just back in the States after 11 years in Ireland. I had the privilege of coaching and being at Ty's side for about 4 of those years. My 8-year-old Francesca knew Ty and his entire family very well. So she just wanted to say hello to Mr. Henry and to the entire Mavericks football team. Thanks very much.
Lovely feature there. Lovely feature from Francesca. Actually, a softball legend as well, but we'll say no more about that. She's the future of American sports, folks.
Let me see. So, Ben, let me know. Did we get the 2 points there?
I think we did. I'm not sure, to be completely honest, because the VO camera is not exactly cooperating the most. But I'm going to go with yes, because I heard a cheer from the sideline. Punt trying to get retained here.
So if you keep it scored home, that's 32-0.
32-0. Yeah, 32-0 to the Mavs.
Decent return by the Cowboys. Again, a little bit of momentum. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
The Mavericks have 4 touchdowns so far. Cowboys have 0, not even a first down yet. So we'll see if they can at least get on the board with first downs and get the chains moving. Get something going on offense here.
Yeah, I think at this point, a first down would be a huge win for the Cowboys, and then something they can start to build on. That's what you need to do here. Momentum in football is absolutely everything, like most sports.
Absolutely, absolutely. Getting the basics right, getting the chains moving. See if we can see this Cowboys team flow. It's going to be a 1st and 10 once again for the Cowboys. Familiar situation. Back up against the wall against this very strong Mavericks defense. See what they can do here. Quarterback's going to take the snap and drop back, looking for a throw, wheeling out to the right. It's going to go shallow and it's going to go incomplete. It's going to be a 2nd and 10.
And one of the things, Ben, that's going to be hard for the Cowboys to do when you don't have any semblance of a running game is to drop back, sit there, and try to go long. Right? Those long patterns take a while to develop, and especially when you've got a defense right now just pinning their ears back and coming after them, you really need that running game to get started or some quick slants, some quick outs. You know, these deep balls take time to develop. I would not be calling those in the huddle if I'm a Cowboy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially with the strength of that Mavericks D-line, quarterback's not going to have enough time to get those wide receivers down the field. We're seeing it again, that D-line swarming the QB. It's going to be a 3rd and 9, I think here, 3rd and 10. Yeah, unfortunately for the Cowboys, it looks like they're going to be getting relegated this year. They had a game against the Cork Admirals, who were also fairly lowly in the division to decide that, but unfortunately the Cowboys lost. So it looks like they're going to be heading down to Division 1.
And tell me, Ben, for our listeners, who in D1 is leading the charge right now?
Currently leading D1 is the South Dublin Panthers, who are currently 7-1. Of course, there is a whole playoff as well for that. I think it's called the... No, I don't know what it's called. But the Panthers currently 7-1. Northwest Vipers, though, 6-1 as well. West Dublin Rhinos, 5-2. And then the Westmeath Minotaurs, 4-3. So there's your top four. Causeway Giants at 3-3. Antrim Stags at 2-5. Wexford Eagles at 1-5. And the Kildare Crusaders at 0-8. So, yeah, Panthers, Vipers, Rhinos, and Minotaurs make up your top four. I think that'll be your playoffs. But that's currently how it's set anyway. There's still games to go, though, in Division 1. So we'll see how it really ends up. But the Panthers look like they may be coming back up again. Obviously, last year, the Mavericks were in Division 1, but managed to win it with an 8-0 record. 405 points, scored 47 points against, and absolutely dominated the division. The Westmeath Minotaurs were 7-1 last year, actually. Played against the Mavericks in the Harp Bowl. There you go, that's what it's called, the Harp Bowl. But the Mavericks won that 44-0. And earn their promotion.
Perfect. Thanks for that information. And a little tidbit going back to 2017, I was the offensive coordinator of the South Dublin Panthers, which is where I started my coaching career in Ireland. So shout out to the South Dublin Panthers.
There you go. Shout out South Dublin Panthers, who last year got relegated with a record of 1 win, 6 losses, and 1 tie. They tied with the UL Vikings. Were unfortunate to get relegated, actually, at a net points of minus 199, which was only the third worst in the division, but still, unfortunately, got relegated for them.
Yeah, obviously a tough year, and especially when you're losing a player like Big Ben, who now comes off the end for the Mavericks. One hell of a player and somebody tough to replace if you're from a Panthers perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, injury timeout is over. We're back to football.
And it's going to be punted low down the middle. Maverick's going to try and return it again. Brendan Sims bouncing around the right, looking like he has space, beating another defender, brushing him off and getting out of bounds. Mavericks taking over from effectively where the Cowboys were at the end of their drive.
Speaking like Big Dominic to me there, number 55, letting that offense know he's behind him all the way.
Sure sounds like someone's having a good time. Speaking of Dom, he's a defensive captain, former Pirate as well, and a Canadian native. He's also the social media guy and designed the Louth Mavericks website. There you go. He's got 19 tackles, 2 tackles for loss and half a sack this year. He's a hell of a player.
He's an anomaly to me, one of those crazy Canadian football players that you'd see in Arctic temperatures with no shirt on. Loves the sport. He was a lot of fun to coach when I coached him back with the Meath Bulldogs years ago. Just a good overall dude and extremely smart. So that takes away from what we were saying earlier.
Absolutely, absolutely. Football players are smart people too. Football players can be smart too, guys. Don't say you don't learn anything from the Maverick stream.
And some return, I have to say, sometimes watching the big fella return, he's a bit of a lumberer when he's running, right? But he's eluding players all over the pitch. Like, it's just crazy. He doesn't seem to be moving that fast with those long strides, but man, he can run the football when it's in his hands. Yards after the catch per se, but here, returning kicks.
Absolutely. It's a mixture of pace and power. It's a relentless combination. Let's see the Mavericks here again on offense. Red gloves there for Brendan Sims. He doesn't have his usual boots on though. He's wearing a different pair of boots. I wonder what that's for. I'll have to ask him about that.
Taking
Takes a snap. Not going to happen. It's going to be a pitch to the left. And the defense is way spread. Surely Finn gets in for a touchdown on play 1 of the drive. That we could be looking at another forfeit here. It's going to be 38-0 to the Mavericks. This is rough.
The hay is in the barn, folks. Touchdown Mavericks, and just really doing exactly what they did last weekend.
The hay is in the barn. I love that phrase. Oh my God, that's amazing. I've never heard that before. That's brilliant.
Ben, I mean, really, I hate to beat this dead horse, but that left side of the defense, just nobody setting the edge. And I think Ty is obviously seeing this now, and he'll run that same play until they stop it or the game just ends, which could be in the first half.
Absolutely could be. I'd be remiss to say that the game's not over already. I struggle to see a way back for the Cowboys. Here we go. Henry's going to be pitching it to the right here, trying to get around the last defender. Doesn't even have to. Gets into the end zone. It's 40 for the Mavericks as we get into the second quarter here. Not quite the same pace as they were on last week, but we'll let them off.
And I just love to see the Mavericks using the entire pitch, sideline to sideline. They spread the defense out there, and it just creates holes. And it allows you to run your offense and just do everything you want to do. So the defense, we've already talked about it, not helping themselves. The Cowboys offense shooting themselves in the foot. And I feel like we're back to last weekend.
I do as well. I really, really do. Yeah, new kits for the Cowboys haven't really helped that much. Although they do look very nice. At least they look the part.
I like the sleek all-black uniforms, absolutely.
So do I. It's a classic game of black versus white. Again, back to the point of chess.
Just get
the chess match that it is.
Here and see if the Cowboys can get anything going here in the first half.
Absolutely. The rain coming down will not help the passing game, and the run game for the Cowboys hasn't been ideal either. But you did mention it, some quick outs, some quick slants, something going in the passing game, or get the running game established. Hopefully get the Cowboys back on track. It's going to be returned up the middle. That number 5 again on the return, barreled over. And the Cowboys are going to be taking over in their own territory.
Double packet, or you have to put it into pieces? I won't cut it.
About their 20-yard line, it appears.
Yeah, sure looks like it.
Okay, so decent field position. And a chance to get something going here.
Let's see the Cowboys have at it. 2 in the backfield as well as the quarterback. And the snap's taken. It's going to be handed off. Trying to bounce around. Our defense is left, but hauled down emphatically.
Big Ben on the tackle, it appears.
Absolutely. There's a man down on the field here, and he doesn't look like he's in the best states. And he's being held up with the ref. He's going to walk it off. Good man.
Bit of a knock there. Looks like he'll be okay.
Adding injury to the insult of the scoreline.
And I'm trying to see if that was Big Ben just crashing down from the end. I'm just playing good football right now, the defense, the offense. Again, this is what you want to see from the top team right now in the Shamrock division, tuning everything up for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it is Big Ben. But I can't really tell. It's going to be a run. Oh my goodness me. Oh, it looks like the ball got ripped out, but the referee has called it up. I think it's Niall. Yeah, I think it's Niall Banks, former South Dakota Coyote, now resides in Dunleer of all things. Coached the O-line last year, but has since been convinced to kid up and show that he's still got it. Unka still got it. 6 tackles, 1 TFL. He's dangerous.
And it does look like the officials called the play dead. Forward progress had been stopped. It seemed like a quick whistle, if I'm honest, but listen, probably the right thing to do.
At this point, yes. I'd have to agree.
Yeah, motion.
South Dakota Coyotes are a D1 football team, actually. So there you go, a little bit of lore for you guys. QB's going to run it to the right. It's going to be pushed out of bounds. A little bit of gain, though, for the Cowboys. Actually, I was delighted to find out that College Football 27 is coming out on PC, so I'll be playing that game and learning all about the college football teams. I can't wait. I'm going to have an encyclopedic knowledge.
Well, they'll have an Indiana squad with number 15 at the quarterback position. One hell of a player who went first overall to the Las Vegas Raiders, Fernando Mendoza. One heck of a football player.
Absolutely. Again, coming back to the idea that football players aren't smart. That guy's a little bit of a genius, and he can sling it as well.
Really can't throw the football.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see him do it in the NFL this year. Trying to get people to jump offside with a hard count. The defense is not falling for it whatsoever. They're going to blow it up on 4th down. Good discipline from the Mavericks defense.
I thought for a second that the Cowboys offense was going to stay on the football field, but wisely the punt team appears to be coming on.
I was kind of hoping that they would stay out just to give it a go on 4th down. So much for that. Maybe hoping in vain, I suppose. It wouldn't have been optimal, but it would have been fun. Anyway.
Yeah, folks, as a competitor in any sport, you can just, when you're down like this, all you can think about is the next play, as cliche as that is, because, you know, again, 40-0, it's a tough scoreline. The next play, do something good, and then you can pick your head up and see what happens.
Absolutely agree. It's fumbled here by the Mavericks, but jumped on again. Mavericks offense are going to take over, but that's a bit of a lackluster punt return.
And exactly that. Get the punt off, see what can happen, get your defense on, make a play. And I'd say, again, Mavericks football at about the 50, about midfield, it appears.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't look right not having the Cowboys in orange. I'd kind of agree with that. The Cowboys orange is kind of iconic. It's a shame not to see them in their trademark colours, but they are nice kits regardless.
There is an orange jersey on the Mavs sideline. It appears to be a throwback Waterboy jersey.
That is pretty cool.
Any of you old heads that remember the movie.
That's very cool. Brendan Sims going to run it out to the left here. He's been in the backfield a lot, puts a man on the floor and gets out of bounds. We do love a reference to media.
It appeared the defender was on his way down, but you got to love the stiff arm and just putting him on his back.
Absolutely. I think Brendan will claim that. Even if he
Some
probably
athlete to pull in that pitch from Ty, the pitch was well behind him. Some athlete to bring that in and gain some yards.
Absolutely, and he is a hell of an athlete. Henry takes it, pitches to the right. It's going to be Finn again, trying to get around the defense, bursting 3 tackles. It's going to be a first down and more for the Mavericks. Still on his feet, now hauled down at around the 22-yard line.
And Ben, just from a coaching perspective, with my coaching hat on here, anytime the Mavs come out in that formation where it's heavy to the right side, you really have that strong formation to the right side. He's going to pitch the ball. So as a Cowboys coach, you've got to see that formation and understand what play is coming and then make the defense, accordingly set up for it. Absolutely agree. But it also does come back to the chess game that is American football. Ty Henry setting up plays for 2-3 plays down the line, but also setting up plays for the entire season as well. So while it is a pattern that can be observed, it's still something you got to keep your eye on. Now, there's something going on the field here. It looks like someone is down injured or something, because the Cowboys are all taking a knee. Not certain what this is for here, but the referee's moving the sticks. And we're back on the ball. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Also, for those of you in the stream, please do leave a like on the stream. It really does make a difference. Supporting American football in Ireland is a great thing you're doing by watching the stream. Leave a like on it as well, if you don't mind. It's completely free, and it really, really does help out the stream. Gets it pushed out to more people, and more people can see this beautiful game.
And what a game it is. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Back in shotgun.
3 different options for Henry there to pitch to, and he makes the right choice. It's going to be another touchdown for the Mavericks. It's 46-0.
Yeah, I really can't tell you, as a defender, how difficult it is with all that movement. Linebackers going, running backs going one way, receivers coming back the other way. That gets those linebackers on their heels, and then he gives it to the pitch up the middle. Really, really a tough offense to defend.
Absolutely is.
spread, RPO, West Coast offense, whatever you want to call it, when you're using every blade of grass on the pitch, tires out defenders in a close game, and then forget about it when you're down about to be 48 to 0.
Absolutely swatted, though. That's going to be an incomplete 2-point attempt. And 46 now for the Mavericks.
It's on the end for Brandon. One end for Brandon.
And something I think that the Mavericks can critique there. I think Ty got a little lazy on that throw, threw it off his back foot, didn't really step into the throw, and I think had he, that's a 2-point conversion.
Absolutely, I have to agree. Anything I can get to slag him off. He doesn't give me the opportunity very much. I'm sure we will. We look. We don't get the opportunity to do it much, Ty. So please let it off and don't fire me, please. Here we go. Mavericks kicking off again here. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the Louth Mavericks YouTube channel, please do. Trying to push as many subs as possible. We're trying to become the most subscribed to American football channel in the country. We're actually trying to get 1,000 subscribers, which is an arbitrary goal that I've set. But if you enjoy watching American football, then please do subscribe. It would mean an awful lot. And every subscription really does actually make a difference. Brandon Poulin in the chat as well. Hell of a football player himself. Sorry, Brandon Poulin, I should say. Minto TD Ushin 2 points. Yeah, I mean, the Mavericks splitting scoring across several different receivers and several different backs as well.
When you have that many players that can score the football, it's really tough to feed them all. And I think that the Mavs are doing a great job of spreading the football to all their different weapons. And again, keeping everybody involved. Tough to do.
Absolutely agree. Kickoff is going to be down about the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, something like that. The Cowboys offense is going to take over again. Another big player for the Louth Mavericks is Joe Buchanan. He's my old flag head coach from last season, number 44 there, former Craigavon Cowboy himself, whose brother, Scott, is actually the OC for the Cowboys. So a little bit of sibling rivalry between Joe and Scott Buchanan. This is his first season with the Mavericks, and he's the head coach of the Irish Wolfhounds flag team. Let's go, Joe.
Love to hear it. And I know Ben's already mentioned, folks, but next weekend's game is really the big one. So hopefully you guys can join us next weekend for what boils down to be a playoff game, but at the end of the regular season.
Absolutely. Massive game against the Trojans on the 13th. And a potential preview of the big game, the Shamrock Bowl. Excellent defense from the Mavericks. Again, stuffing the quarterback. And yeah, the Cowboys are just not getting anything going here. I'd be very surprised if they come out for the second half.
Well, this is one of those things, right? And this is where you start to teach your players as a coach that we showed up for this game. We're going to play 4 quarters of football. I really think that's important. You don't raise the flag. You don't quit. You come back, you strap your chin strap on, and you get back to work. There's only one way to learn something, and that's to finish what you started.
I absolutely agree as well. Looks like we're heading to halftime here. And, the Mavericks are going to go into halftime with a 46-0 lead. I couldn't agree more, though. You know, the best way to get better at football is to play football. So, yeah, more game time reps for both teams can only help, I'm sure.
And I would say, Ben, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at 46-0 in the second half, there'll be a running clock, correct?
I'd imagine there will be, yeah. If not, we've already had a running clock because we've gone through the first half there in less than an hour, so we may have already had a running clock. I'm not sure. Okay. I think it might be a 30-point lead or a 40-point lead that begins a running clock. Either way, I'd imagine we'll have it heading into the second half.
Perfect. And for any of our fans out there on the channel, when the team gets to a 40-point lead, the clock just continues to roll. And really, that's just to, prevent injuries, if you will, but also just to kind of keep everybody's head up, get in and out of these games sometimes. It is tough when you're down by that many points. But like we just mentioned, the most important thing is to show up the next play and finish the game.
Absolutely. Declan Mulvihill giving us a bit of intel in the chat. Hell of a tight end himself. Clock runs at a 30 points difference. So, yeah, we'll see the clock running now for the second half. The weather's getting worse and worse up there in Uri. I'm feeling very cozy up here in my bedroom. Not having to be out there in the rain, I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, looking rough out there.
I'll ask a quick question here just because I was involved in a final 3 years ago, Ben, and it was the UCD. It was UCD against my Rebels at the time. We were in the championship game. UCD was up 30-0 on us. They started the running clock, and then Ty and the offense got going. And I believe we put up about 18 points and almost had a chance to come back in that game. So my question for the chat is, should the playoffs and the final get rid of the running clock? That's the question.
Absolutely interesting question. We have a comment there just as you were saying that. Did they ever change the rule for the Shamrock Bowl? Obviously they haven't. But yeah, a 30-point difference feels a little bit too close for a running clock, even though it's even though it's it's a large margin. It's still like relatively attainable, especially at this level where you have one player back playing for you, and then all of a sudden you're back in business. But no, I think for me 30 points is a little bit close. 40 points is probably a different story. But yeah, when you go on a run in the second half like that, it's kind of the rolling clocks kind of insinuates that you're already beaten, which I'm not sure that's completely fair.
No, I couldn't agree more. And thanks for the stuff coming in on the chat. Keep it coming. Any Atlanta Falcons fans out there would know exactly what we're talking about. Up 28-7 on the Patriots in 2017. Matt Ryan behind center. And then we all know what happened from there. The Patriots came back, made history. And I believe that was their 5th Super Bowl.
Absolutely. The famous 28-3 comeback. It's just when they stopped throwing to Julio Jones.
I almost turned that game off at halftime. Pretty happy I didn't.
Yeah, I bet you were. It's one of the legendary games that Tom Brady's been a part of. He's already been mentioned in the stream previously, of course.
Well, and again, one of those times where you're up at 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning in Dublin trying to watch American football. Only us crazy enough to do it. Remember that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm trying to figure out if we're going to have a second half. It appears we are.
Sure looks like it. The camera's still going, so that's a good sign. But looks like we got a bit of intel in the chat here. The mercy rule is applied whenever a team takes a lead of 34 points or more. In this situation, the game continues with a running clock, which only stops for timeouts or scores until the deficit drops. Or until the deficit drop. Yeah, okay, drops below 30 points. So... Perfect. Yeah, if you get closer again, then the rolling clock stops and you're back to usual timing rules.
Okay, thanks for that.
No problem at all. Okay, looking like we're going to get back into the second half here very shortly. The lad's discussing something there. It looks like Brendan Ty, I think that's a number 2 on his chest. And someone else. I'm not certain. Forgive me.
That's definitely 2 with his signature war paint across the right side of his face.
Yeah, and he's got his one of his calves out and the other one covered up. Not quite sure why he does that, but you know what? It's none of my business.
Well, with the amount of injuries that lad has had, I'm sure that's probably one of the injuries that he had. The gecko blood runs strong through him.
What does that mean? The gecko blood runs strong?
It just means most of the injuries I've seen him have would have put almost any players I've ever coached on the sideline. And number 2, I don't think ever came out of a ball game.
Wow. That's very impressive. He's a man of steel. We got Declan Mulvihill in the chat asking, what's your thoughts on the Bears moving to Indiana?
Yeah, absolutely crushed. Great question. Not a fan. I don't think it's official. I know yesterday something came out that said that the move was happening now. There's a lot of politics behind that, and not to dodge your question. Great question, but not a fan whatsoever. I think the Bears should stay right in Illinois where they've always been, and I wish politics would get out of sport and just allow this to happen. But yeah, I'm crushed by that if it's happening.
I'd have to second the opinion that I don't like it as well, especially because Soldier Field is such an iconic venue. You know, it's kind of it's a hard one to walk away from, and it's tough.
And Ben, just to second that, we had, I believe it was 1980. I'm going to screw this up a bit. I forget the year, but a iconic playoff game at Soldier Field. The Bears were hosting my Washington Commanders / Redskins. Darrell Green took a punt back with broken ribs, hurdled the lad, scored the touchdown on the punt. You see him holding his ribs. The Skins came out victorious, went on to go to the Super Bowl. But yes, to second what you said, Soldier Field is an iconic place to play. A lot of people in the state would tell you it's a terrible place to get to. It's hard to get to. It's hard to get out after games. So I'm sure some of that comes into the equation of why they're not going to stay there. But I really, really wish the state would get together and figure this thing out, because I don't know that it's the Bears in Indiana. Just a tough one for me to swallow, and I'm not a Bears fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Just have a little halftime report for you guys here from Connor, our sideline reporter. I'm just going to play this wee little video for you guys. Let's see if you can hear it. Let's give it a go.
Halftime here in the Mavericks game. You can see just behind me there, the Mavericks just coming out of their team huddle. It has been a dominant display since the word go. The Mavericks have been clicking on offense on the ground. It's been very dominant. Alan Minto with the 2 rushing touchdowns, Finn O'Donovan with the 3. Oisin Finn as well, getting his receiving touchdown towards the start of the game. It has been dominant. Their extra points as well. They've managed to convert the 2-point conversions, except for the last one there. Unfortunately, it was a tip pass.
And Ben, if I can chat real quickly, when I say I'm not a Bears fan, I don't have a hatred towards the Bears like I would for the Cowboys or the Eagles as an NFC East fan supporting Washington. And I'm a huge Caleb Williams fan. Caleb Williams, being from the DMV, grew up in the District, Maryland, Virginia area, one heck of a football player. And man, now he's gracing the cover of Madden this year. So there is some people that think that's a jinx, that once you grace the cover, something bad happens to you. I'm not one of those guys. I think Caleb Williams is one hell of a football player, as he showed last year, getting the Bears to the playoffs.
It's something we saw last week as well in this matchup in the same location. The Mavericks managed to put up 50+ points in the first half. Didn't unfortunately get to see what would happen in the second half, but today maybe we will. Head into the second half now. It'd be interesting to see how the Mavericks capitalise on this high point lead, and if they can keep the Cowboys to 0 all game, and how far they can really go with this on offense.
Quickly for the chat, Ben, what are the chances that number 2 pulls himself out of the game and lets someone else quarterback the second half?
It's possible. It's absolutely possible. The QB2 for the Mavericks is Nathan Harty, as far as I'm concerned, on this stat sheet. We've seen him before. He played QB2 for the Mavericks against UCD in their first game of the season, putting up a really good performance, actually, in the QB slot. It's a tough position to play, and he does it very well. So I'd like to see him out there. Nate the Great, as we call him, obviously. So...
And if I'm not mistaken, that was a win in that first game against UCD, clearly.
It certainly was. It certainly was. Mavericks entered that second half winning, but carried it through with Nate the Great. I think actually winning the second half as well, or certainly tying it at least. So, yeah, Nate doing his thing, obviously.
And contrary to what I said earlier, I believe that was an injury that had Ty leave the game, correct?
It certainly was, yeah. Obviously, Ty's very unlikely to withdraw himself from any game of American football, but we might see it here to see Nate get some reps, because if he were to go down in the playoffs, obviously we hope that doesn't happen, but if Ty does go down in the playoffs and they need someone there to do the job, then Nate's got to be ready for it, or someone has to be ready for it at least. I think it'll be Nate here. We'll see.
Yeah, one of the most cliche things to say about American football is you really can't get the game reps in practice. Doesn't matter what you do. You could do scout team and all the rest of it, but game reps and the game speed can only come from playing in regular season and playoff games. So important to get your second string guys some reps. Absolutely agree with you, Ben.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to see the players line up here, and we're going to head back into the second half with the Mavericks. Going to have a rolling clock now, though, so we'll get through this game pretty quickly. We'll see the Mavericks get a couple more touchdowns, hopefully, and we'll see a little bit more dominance. We'll see if it comes off.
A little shout out there from Vivian, my 4-year-old. Go Mavericks.
Woo! Go Mavericks.
Any parents in the chat group, and I'm sure there's several. Live streaming, kids in the house, you gotta love it. We do what we can do, but we love football, and that's why we do it.
Absolutely. Making it work. Making it work. It's inspiring, really. We'll see this game kick off shortly as well. Yeah, just a word on Caleb Williams and Soldier Field and the Bears and how they set up last season. Ben Johnson coming in there and doing such a great job. It's amazing to see a turnaround like that in 1 year, especially with the Bears having moments in the last couple of years with guys like Justin Fields, for example, a quarterback. And yeah, it's nice to see them finally click.
And to second that, the Bears 2 years ago were in shotgun, I think, 78% of the time. And then last year, putting Caleb under center, and you see what happened. A phenomenal year. There's a lot of discussion around that and how hard it is to go from shotgun, pro-style offense in college and then asking him to go under center. He did one heck of a job. And a lot of that is going to be happening this year with the Washington Commanders / Redskins and Jaden Daniels. They're going to ask him to play under center a lot. So it can be done. It has been done. And I'm saying this because I think the Cowboys should do that. Get under center, do the small things correct, and see if you can get a first down. See if you can get 2 first downs, and then get some momentum going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great insight there. This is why we have Mike on the broadcast.
You're too good. You're too good.
No, here we go. The camera's lost connection, but we'll get it back, I'm sure, very shortly. The Mavericks getting a play in before the camera disconnected, but we'll get it back.
A little bit of weather coming in, I think, here.
Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. What we might have is yeah, the weather coming in, or we might tune back in and the Mavericks are already in the end zone. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
One of the things I loved and hated about the island of Ireland, how green it was, I loved. How much it rained, I hated.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would have to second that, to be honest. It's yeah, it's only so green because it rains so much. So it's a bit of a I don't know, a push and a pull. But yeah, the rain is miserable. Speaking of the rain, here it is.
Okay, and just like everything else, what I did love, though, is the fact that you just got on with things. If you had something scheduled and it was an outdoor event, you just went and did it. You got on with it.
Absolutely agree. The Cowboys actually have possession here, so I'm not quite sure why. Not quite sure why that is. That's interesting, but fair enough. Must have been a turnover, must have been maybe a fumble or something. Yeah, it's going to be a 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13 here for the Cowboys. But yeah, obviously something happened.
Well, and I think we've said it enough, but the defense now for the Mavericks just going to pin their ears back and really just play downhill football for an offense that's tough to see, especially when you're as downtrodden as the Cowboys seem to be.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's another good stop for the Mavericks here. And they're just looking relentless. They're looking absolutely relentless on defense. Still, as far as I'm aware, the Cowboys yet to get a first down in this game. Yeah, this kind of weather is one of the many reasons why I don't want to play kidded football, because that looks rough.
I have to say, it is fun to play in the rain, but yes, the ball is slick. Throwing the ball can be a real challenge. This is where you lean on the running game and really try to get something going here. But obviously the Cowboys have been unable to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. See if we can see anything on that running game. Quarterback moving his receiver around the line of scrimmage here. Taking a snap and dropping back, rolling to his right, immediately flushed out of the pocket, and he's gonna run. Is he gonna get smoked out over the sideline? Big hit from the Mavericks defense. Not giving up a single yard wherever they can.
I will say this, it looks like 17, the QB is a little bit indecisive. When he first rolled out, it appeared he had some room to run. So I think if he just gets out of the pocket and heads upfield, that's a first down. So a little bit more decisiveness could have got him their first down.
I'd have to second that notion as well. Yeah, he had his head up looking to throw, but instead of picking the right option, he was caught in two minds. It's the worst thing you can be in sports. Gotta let your brain switch off.
Again, one of those little things that the Cowboys appear like they're not doing right today. Sometimes, Ben, you just said it, make a decision and get going.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's better to make the wrong decision than make no decision at all. The kick is going to be really short and recovered by the Cowboys, it looks like, for about a 5-yard kick. Wow, okay. That's a new AFI record as well. Breaking all the records
really
in this game.
Confused. It looks like the ball ended up where the snap was taken.
Near enough, yeah, which is quite impressive actually. I'm not quite sure how he's done that, but it's a hell of a kick for all the wrong reasons.
This takes me back to the 80s when Joe Theismann, the quarterback of the old Redskins, had to come in and punt because of an injury, and I think he had a -7-yard punt. So I think that's still an NFL record.
How on earth do you get a -7-yard punt? Did he backheel it or what?
Somehow the ball bounced backwards, which I've never seen the likes of it ever again.
Wow, that is unfortunate, but also just that's just amazing. It's one of those like NFL tidbits. It's like Gary Apremian going to throw the ball. The Dolphins' undefeated season at the end of the Super Bowl and letting the ball slip, and then the Washington Redskins running it in for a touchdown.
I love it.
It's just such a moment. Anyway, here we go. Henry takes a snap, toss to the left. Finn O'Donovan looking for gaps in the defense, as he's done all year. Halt down for a nice gain. But yeah, American football is such a unique game for like weird moments like that. Like your Premier's moment, or like you were talking about a -7-yard kick. It's just like little interesting moments that happen once every 50 years, and you're kind of left wondering. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Well said. And that's again why we love the sport, why we show up on Sundays, Saturdays, and now with Thursdays and Fridays and Thanksgiving. I mean, there's almost too much football, and I can't believe I just said that.
That's sacrilegious, but you know what? I'll let you off.
Well, you hear it enough from your family, it starts to sink in, but listen, we'll leave that right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth.
Right, so it appears to be, what do we have, first down?
Sure looks like a first down. Oh, Cowboys jumping offside there, it looks like. Referees blew that up a little early. I'm sure Henry would have wanted the free play there. Oh, it's going to be on the offense, actually. That's the reason why they blew it up.
And that would be the right call if the offense moved. Must have just been a lineman there who sneezed. I didn't see much movement.
Sure must have been. Again, Henry wanted to move the ball quickly. Starting a snap count before anyone's really lined up. Bit of pre-snap motion from Brendan Sims, and it's just going to be a toss. Jet sweep to the right-hand side. Brendan Sims getting the first down, and a little bit more, crushed by two defenders, but making good yards on that one.
First and goal, Mavs.
Absolutely. There's a mention in the chat that the UL score is surprising. Could you enlighten us and tell us what the score is, please? Give us a little update from the chat. Thanks, guys.
Love it, love it.
Another bit of motion in the ocean for Ty Henry, who's going to fake the pitch and pitch inside instead, run up the middle, evading tackles beautifully. It's another touchdown for the Mavericks. I think that was Alan Minto. I'm not sure, though.
It does appear to be Mintel.
Beautiful. It's 52 now for the Louth Mavericks. And it looks like UCD 22, UL have 14. So competitive game over there. UCD not doing so well. Obviously titans of Irish American football. Probably the biggest team in Irish American football over the last couple of years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sure feels like it anyway. I remember the first ever American football game I ever went to was the College Football Classic in Dublin. And at halftime they brought out the UCD American football team. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. I'm actually today, Ben, wearing my Dublin game, my NFL 2025 Dublin game shirt that we were given last year when we saw Minnesota take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin. A little bit of history. What a phenomenal day. Ty had pretty much the entire Mavericks team there. We were able to hold both the flags for the intro. I was able to meet Justin Jefferson. One heck of a day. I'll always remember that.
Absolutely. It was an incredible day. What an opportunity to do that. I didn't know you got to meet Justin Jefferson, though, which makes me a little bit jealous, but it's okay. That is really, really cool. Yeah, such a great opportunity. Let's see what happens here. Henry's going to throw a goal line fade to the right-hand side. I'm hearing cheers from the Cowboy sideline. I think they're celebrating an incompletion here.
Okay, the little things.
I suppose it is, but it looks like... Yeah, Mavericks are going to trot back. It's going to be an unconverted 2-point conversion for the Mavericks. So it's going to say 52-0.
And I think any of our fans in the chat that were at that game, they'll remember Jason Kelsey. Yeah, the brother of Travis Kelsey, former Philadelphia Eagles center, who I never liked until he retired. I also got a chance to shake Jason's hand. And I'm pretty sure he had a pint of Guinness in his hand the entire day. Some lad. Really enjoyed meeting him.
What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend.
One heck of a football player, that is for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Again, another center who's absolutely dominant, a leader on the football pitch.
Yeah, getting a little bit tough to see, Ben. I think there's a lot of water there on the camera.
Yeah, I sure think there is. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but it's going to be caught and returned. It's a good return from the Cowboys, looking to make something happen once again.
Mavericks D coming back onto the field here. Looks like it's about, let's say, the Cowboys' 40-yard line.
Yeah,
I think that's about right.
Sure looks like it. Sure looks like it. We'll see the Cowboys offense take over. Will they get a first down? Oh, wow.
Really have to split the field here, and I wish they would.
Yeah. I hope so. Pitch to the right, but the Mavericks are just too quick. Hauled down once again. It's a TFL.
Yeah, again, folks, when you see a defense just pinning their ears back, everyone's playing up the field. That is how you set an edge right there. Two defenders setting the edge, tackle for loss.
Absolutely. Absolutely dominant.
And I think sometimes when you see the Mavericks run a similar play, they've got 3 receivers to that side. So blocking all across the line. And obviously the Cowboys don't appear to be doing that. So really just stuck in neutral here today.
Yeah, can't quite get anything going. It's another great tackle from the Mavericks. And, yeah, defense is dominating. Ben is down on his knees, screaming to the heavens. Not quite sure what that's about, Ben. Grown-ass man screaming to the heavens, but, you know, you'd love to see it.
I have to think they're calling. Are they throwing a flag here?
I think they are. Yeah, they certainly are. It's still going to be a 2nd and 12, I think, here for the Cowboys, but could have been a lot more.
So clearly Ben heard the call and was letting the officials know he wasn't okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a bit of gamesmanship from Ben. He's just being smart. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. We're going to start the 4th here. Mavericks up 52-0.
And while we have a chance, Ben, I will just like to mention kudos to the Cowboys for coming out in the second half and giving this thing a go. They could have folded the tents up like, happened last week. I think they have their full complement of players this week. So I'm going to take my hat off to the Cowboys for coming out in the second half and then trying to finish this things out.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Like we said it earlier, but yeah, the only way to get better at football is by playing football. So, yeah, absolutely no harm in hanging in there. Yeah, keep playing the game.
I can't tell if the sun is trying to peek out or if it just got a little bit brighter there.
I don't think it did. I still think I can see drizzle. It's going to be a throw deep, incomplete. Defender getting very handsy there, but no call from the referees. No, there's a flag down.
So they did throw the flag.
They sure did. They sure did.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a real shame.
That's certainly going to be a first down for the Cowboys.
Certainly is. It's going to be a fairly big chunk.
Stands.
Yeah, we're moving the chains. Technically a first down for the Cowboys, which would be their first down of the game, but it is on a PI call, so I don't know if we count that, but...
And Ben, let me ask, and this is just me kind of being a novice to what you and I are doing here. Is there a chance for us to put a live score on the stream, or is that not something we can do down the road?
No, the live score is currently on the stream. I have that all arranged on my end. It's 52-0 to the Cowboys. So, yeah, I have it all tracked on the stream. I have a wee little score bug at the bottom of the screen. So...
Perfect. Okay. Perfect.
It's all there for us. Quarterback dropping back. It's getting out to his right. Trying to find a throw. And it's going to be intercepted, I think, by the Mavericks. Oh, it's not. The ball hit the ground a little bit too early. I don't know if that's the right call. But, I'm watching this on a, 144p VO camera, so I can see that much.
Super short on the throw. I'm not exactly sure what the QB was doing, but his receiver was 10 yards further down the field. So
yeah, you'd have to think he must have had the ball slip out of his hands or something. Let's see this offense try and get something going. QB's going to roll it to the left and hawked down by Ben O'Rourligan. An absolute beast off the edge, showing his strength again. Buzzing with a TFL there. Brilliant stuff from Ben.
And Ben, we've got an Eagles fan who was talking about it was a very sad day when Kelsey retired. I think you mentioned one hell of a center and really the quarterback of the line across any NFL team. The fact is he kept that team really hitting on all cylinders for the Philadelphia Eagles for a long, long time. So, again, shout out to Mr. Jason Kelsey. One hell of a career and really a good dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a bit of a fan of his podcast as well. His podcast with Travis Newhouse podcast. It's very fun. Seems like a nice guy. Nice guys don't win championships though. Let's see if the Cowboys can make something happen here. Quarterback rolling out to his left again and just throws it out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down now for the Cowboys. Still yet to get a first down from play.
We've got a couple people asking if our sideline reporter can clean the lens.
We'll see what we can get him to do. We have a couple of great assistants on the sideline helping us get this stream out to you guys. Hopefully they can clean the lens and get all the rain off. Really, we should have like a wee little umbrella to go on top or something on top of the VO. But you know, we're not a highly technical outfit here. We are the Louth Mavericks. We are not an NFL team, unfortunately.
I'll mention it to 2. I'm sure he'll get it done.
He normally does with these kind of things. Brandon returning again down the left sideline and stepping out of bounds for a good game. It's going to be around midfield for the Mavericks.
Okay, Mavs offense coming back out onto the football field, and it looks like I have yet to see who's going to be under center here.
Let's see it. Who's going to be quarterback for the Mavericks on this drive? It looks like it's going to be Nathan, I think. Nathan Harty. Sure looks like it. Can't quite tell. He can't quite tell. He's wearing the number 12. So if it is, we'll see.
Here we go.
Or is it Oren? Or is it Finn? Is it Finn here? I can't quite tell. It's going to be a throw anyway, and it's going to be caught. That was beautiful. Minto brushes off a tackle and is hauled down eventually. Hell of a play, though. I think it was Finn O'Donovan. I'm not sure, though.
One heck of a throw.
Beauty. Yeah, it is Finn. That number 10. Finn O'Donovan slinging the rock. He's a hell of a running back. He used to be quarterback as well for his team in Cork, I believe, Cork Admirals. Until he was
Stepped into the throw. One heck of a throw, and really the right thing to do here, like we've been saying pretty much the whole cast, getting some other players some playing time in a meaningful game. The right thing to do here.
Absolutely. You'd be disappointed if you were Ty getting injured in a game like this as well.
No, absolutely agree with you there.
UCD wouldn't let the camera lens stay wet. Okay, well, this is we're trying our best over here. We got Finn coming over to the sideline, getting some words of encouragement from Ty, talking over what he sees, what he doesn't see.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. And ask any UCD fans if they remember David King taking it to the house for the touchdown. And that's more of a rhetorical question because I know they do.
See what Finn can do again here, taking his second snap of the game, looking to throw for a touchdown and run for a touchdown in this one. Dropping back, throwing to the right sideline, intercepted in the end zone by the Cowboys. It's going to be run back for a couple of yards, hauled down. That's a poor throw from Finn. He won that one back.
Okay. Well, it's exactly why we do it. It's exactly why you do it.
It absolutely is. Ty walking off there with his head down a little bit, looking a little bit just frustrated, knowing that he would have probably cashed that one in, but you know, not everyone can throw the ball like that. Sorry, Ty.
Now, listen, I think these are great teaching moments, and that's exactly what he'll do. He'll pull the offense and young quarterback aside and just say, hey, what did you see? This is what I saw. They'll go over it and they'll get it fixed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of getting stuff fixed, let's see if the Cowboys can fix their offense.
Wouldn't be a better time than now.
No, absolutely not. It's going to be a jet sweep from the Cowboys. There's about 5 Mavericks trying to hawk him down, and he is pummeled.
And Ben, I hate to keep harping on the mistakes that the Cowboys are making, but great play by the defense, picking the ball off on the end zone. That would have been a time to just take the knee right there, get the ball at your 20-yard line. He tried to bring it out, got tackled at, the 7 or the 8-yard line, and then really puts the offense right back in a bad position after making a good play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about stringing it together. Taking the opportunity you have and putting them in a row, giving something the Mavericks to think about. It's going to remain a 3rd and long here. I'm hearing calls of Shane Maguire from the sidelines. Magoo, as it's called. I think he's number 90 in this one. He's a graduate of the Mavs youth side in 2019. Actually, the first Mavs youth side with Jack Compton and Nathan Harty. This is his 5th season with the Mavericks. He's been on and off this year in terms of playing with the kid team or being in the chat watching the games. But he's a dedicated member and he's a nice guy as well. He's a good flag football player as well.
Yeah, and the youth sport in Ireland is really growing. That's good to see. Love to see that. And really, that's the best way to start playing American football. Is start when you're young, learn all the intricacies of the game, learn how to tackle, keeping your head up, making sure you see what you tackle, and just being safe. When you learn when you're young, the safety comes with it.
Absolutely.
Incomplete pass.
Yeah, incomplete pass again for the Cowboys. They're going to have a 4th down here. Just getting deja vu. Here comes the punt team. We're making a lot of progress here in the 4th quarter. This game will be over shortly. Let's see if the Mavericks can put 60 on their heads, though. With if they can get 8 points on their next drive, should be a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Snap is off, punt is off, it's high and it's a solid punt out to the Mavericks right sideline. It's going to be caught and returned though, trying to make something happen. Ooh, big hit over the sideline. And Louth Maverick walking off like nothing happened. The better man than me.
Ruh-roh, number 2 walking back onto the football field.
Yeah, he's mad about the interception on the last play. He's just butthurt about it, that's what it really is. But he's a competitor.
Not sure I agree with that, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think he cares what my opinion is on that one.
Yeah.
We always talk about the next play in football, and sometimes the best way to learn it is by just getting onto that next play. Mr. Henry has a different opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Get out there and fix what was wrong on the last drive. Put the momentum right again.
Or maybe, as you said, he had the idea of getting to 60 today. That could still be in his head, because here we go.
Maybe it was, yeah. Maybe it was his idea. Oh, there's a lot of movement there prior to the snap. I think it was on the offense. And the Cowboys sideline absolutely love it. It's the little wins, you know. It really is the little wins for the Cowboys in this one, and it's going to be game over. That's your final whistle. It sure looks like the Louth Mavericks are going to get a win here. They're going to line it up on the sideline, but that's going to be it. 52-0 to the Louth Mavericks against Craigavon in this one. Not as dominant as last week, but still very, very dominant. Mavericks never really looked like losing after a hot start. They went out and got the job done. Big game next week, though, against the Belfast Trojans up there in the top right corner of the stream. So we'll be streaming that live right here on this YouTube channel, which you can watch. Catch us live for that one. But for now, Mike, any wise words to leave the people with?
Just really looking forward to next weekend, folks. Thanks for spending time with us today. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Really enjoyed it. I just wanted to say thank you from Chicago, and we'll see you guys for an absolute barn burner next weekend. Cannot wait for that one.
Absolutely. I can't wait for it either. Yeah, barn burner is the perfect adjective to use. That is exceptional. So thank you so much for coming out to the stream, guys, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks so much from Chicago, guys.